What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Anchor Up and Chill podcast. This podcast is very special. I have recorded this already 3 separate times. The last time I recorded it, which was just about 20 minutes ago, I broke down and started crying because I was talking about something that's so important, and it's Mark Johnson. I'd like to start this episode as an ode to MJ. Mark Johnson was a professional skateboarder who influenced where I grew up in San Jose, like big time, and he passed away last week. So rest in peace, Mark. Tilt Mode Army doesn't exist without you, and for that, I have to crack a beer because I lost it the last time I tried to record this. Seriously, Taco doesn't exist without Tilt Mode Army. I don't really have to get too far into that. If you know, you know. If you don't know, Google Tilt Mode Army and Google Mark Johnson with the C. I'm going to fucking drink this for him and for Jesse and Ben and Tim Brosh and Phil Shao. So thank you for bearing with me in that intro. Very tough because Taco doesn't exist without Tilt Mode. So anyways... if you're watching on the video, what's up? I'm recording this actually on video, and this is a new thing for me because Holbox was so special that I wanted to give it a visual representation and also an audio representation. So for those of you that are listening to it in your car and such, you can check this out on the video if you'd like. If not, it's all good. For those that are checking it out on the video side, I hope this is informative to you and makes you stoked to get out there or just to go check out the Yucatan Peninsula because it's an amazing place. I love the Yucatan Peninsula so much. I'm infatuated with this place, and it was an epic trip. So thank you for bearing. Excuse me, for bearing. Thank you for. Holding in there with me for the first 2 minutes of this episode because that was really hard to put out there. And, this trip was just, oh my God, it was so insane. It was so amazing. And I'm excited to share it with you. So I wanted to make sure that I could give you the best presentation of this trip as I could, and also for myself. So I record these not just for people who like fly fishing or taco or people who like to listen to some dude talk about fishing, which I could never really picture people doing that don't fish. But dude, I've actually had people hit me up who don't fish that listen to this podcast, which is trippy. So I hope this stokes you out. And just thank you to everybody who came out on the trip. Number one, I want to get that out of the way because the last time I recorded this, I went on these tangents about how special all these people were. But simply put, I just got to say thank you to everybody. Wally, Aaron, David, Russell, Josh, Joel. Dude, fucking love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and trusting in Taco to give you a taco tour on Isla Holbox. So, wait, did I get everybody? Russell, David, Joel, Josh, Wally. Did I say Wally? If I didn't say Wally, I'm sorry, dude. Wally's the fucking man. He's my boy. These things are hard, dude. I got to give it up to podcasters. Fucking shit's hard making something. So, just thank you, boys. I love you so much. And you made, seriously, the trip of a lifetime. It was fucking dope. All right, so let's get into it. So, Isla Holbox is Holbox Island. Isla is island in Espanol. Holbox is a Mayan word. Holbox actually translates to black hole in Mayan language. Now, why they call it black hole? So if you're looking at the video here, you're looking at Isla Holbox. Now, let me go ahead and zoom out. And this is the Yucatan Peninsula. So for those that are driving and such, you know the Yucatan Peninsula, Cancun is on the upper northeast end. Holbox is above that. And there is a sort of break, I guess, I don't even know, peninsula or something. It breaks left and it goes into the Gulf of Mexico, not America. and you have this island, and that's Isla Holbox. So I'll go ahead and zoom back in here. And up here on the proper northeast end of the Yucatan Peninsula, Holbox exists. So they said that Holbox, the Mayans called it Holbox because they said that the grass looked like a black hole, and or the lagoon itself would look like a black hole. There's a bunch of different resources I looked up, and that's where that name Holbox comes from. So it's actually a Mayan word, which is really cool. So Isla Holbox, this is it right here. It's an actual island, and where it breaks is, I want to say off the top of my head, it's Bahia Ceviche. There's this channel here, and that's what creates the island. And this is Isla Holbox. Mayan history to me is so interesting. I still haven't been to the ruins out there. I really want to go. I gotta go. I will. But I'm a fucking fisherman that's addicted to fishing, and I just want to go fishing every day that I'm out in the Yucatan or in Belize, and I don't do the extracurricular like historical activities or the bioluminescent bay. I didn't go do that, or the whale shark trip. I just go eat food and I go fishing. So this is Isla Holbox. So to get to Isla Holbox is pretty easy. You fly into Cancun, and then you take a shuttle, and that shuttle will take you to the town of Chiquila. Excuse me. And it has the little symbol above the A, so that's when you accent the vowel or whatever. I don't even know how to say it in Spanish or what that thing's called. I Googled it before, but I forgot. So it's about an hour and a half, 2-hour shuttle from Cancun. You go to the town of Chiquila, and then I'm zooming in on the map. And from Chiquila to Holbox is a 35-minute ferry. Okay, so the total trip itself from Cancun to Holbox took us about 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes to get to Holbox. So it's a little bit further. You do got to get out a little bit of ways. And actually, cool story. When we got there and we got into Cancun, super tired. Everyone's like, there's 100 people intercepting you when you're coming out of the airport. Do you want a taxi? You want a shuttle? You want a taxi? You want a shuttle? And I'm like, ah! And I knew where we needed to go. But luckily, the person who helped us with our Airbnb, Julie, thank you so much. She was so informative and made it very easy for us to find where we needed to go to meet up with our shuttle driver. It was amazing, and we got to where we needed to go. But our fucking shuttle to Chiquila was insane. Like, we were driving down the roads at 70 miles an hour. It was like 90 kilometers. I thought we were going 90 miles an hour. But it was like 70 miles an hour down this dirt road. It's like a dirt road where barely 2 cars can fit. And this fool was smashing so fast, passing cars. He basically took us south so that we would avoid the 180D, which is like a lot of traffic coming out of Cancun. In the afternoon, he took us down to this road. And I don't even know what this road is, but I'm pointing on it, and it was insane. And I'm like, why is this fool driving us way south? And it made sense to me because he's avoiding all the traffic, but the speed he was going was crazy. And I had to piss so bad. We were drinking beers at the shuttle location where we were meeting up with the shuttle. And by the time we got in the car, we had these 2 amazing ladies with us. They were so cool. And they had to pee too. We didn't stop until Cancun up here to go pee, and we had to pay to pee. So prepare yourself for that if you are going to go out to Holbox. That kind of sucked. But we took that same direction back, but we went up the 180D to get into Cancun. So that's how you get to Holbox. An amazing place. We hired the Tarpon Club crew. That is Mr. Sandflea. If you've ever Googled Isla Holbox online as a fly fisher person, and you Google Isla Holbox, Holbox, tarpon fishing, you'll probably see some videos come up, and one of them will be about Mr. Sandflea that Bahio made. And what's sick is that's got my boy Elin in the vid, and there's another video with my homegirl Kayla, whom I look up to and adore so much. I love both of you, and they both had went out there years ago. I didn't even see those videos actually until I had heard about Isla Holbox, and yeah, they catch some monsters, dude. And so we scheduled. Well, I planned this trip based off of a reference from a friend, Sean Serrano. Hey, bud, I love you. Thank you so much for giving me the reference to go out there. If you don't know Sean, I'm going to actually look him up here on Instagram for the people watching. Let's see if I can find him. Sean is a fly fishing guide out of Oregon. And what's amazing about Sean is that he actually, I met him through Taco, how I meet so many of my friends. I met him through Taco, and he actually plays in well, I don't know if you still do, Sean, but played in a doom band and fly fishes and steelhead fishes and swings and builds rods, and he's just an amazing, beautiful human being. And he went out there, and look at, here he is. I got to just show this picture. My man, he's amazing. He went out there and he told me about it, and he's part of the Taco Familia. I love you, dog. He hit me up and was like, dude, Holbox is sick. So I'm like, I want to go out there. He's like, yeah, dude, tarpon, juvenile tarpon like crazy. I go, oh, awesome. That sounds great. And now I've been to Belize a few times. I think 3 or 4 times. I was trying to figure this out today, and I still don't know if it was 4 times or 3 times. And I've been permit fishing. Permit don't really do anything for me. I gotta be honest. I think they're a really cool fish, and I love that people love them. It's really cool. But I have no interest on going on a permit trip at all. I have zero interest going forward on planning permit trips for fly fishing. I've had shots at these fish. I've had a few shots. My first 2 hours, I hooked into one and I snapped it off. I don't know what happened, but it snapped off. I had 15-pound test. I think I did okay. I analyzed it for fucking ever. I stepped back a little bit and it snapped off. Helian said it was probably about an 8 or 9 pounder. And I spent a lot of time in front of a boat with an amazing guide who I respect so much. Helian Martinez out of Belize. If you ever go and you want to go get permit, he's the fucking man. I definitely suggest going with him, but I personally don't have any more interest in pursuing permit. They're boring to me, and I planned this trip based off of tarpon. I wanted to plan a tarpon trip, and that's where when Sean Serrano said, hey, I went to this place and I caught a bunch of juvenile tarpon. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. That sounds awesome. And then I had Googled those videos and I see there's big tarpon. And so I hit up Mr. Sandflea and I go, hey, I want to come out to Holbox. What's up with these big fish? And we want to catch juvenile. He goes, well, May is good. May through September, the migratory fish come into Holbox. So if you're looking at the Yucatan Peninsula, they show up around in the deep water and they circle around the whole peninsula. But they come close to Holbox, and you can get those migratory fish outside of Holbox. But there's also resident tarpon that live out there. So that's what this trip was planned out to be, was a tarpon fishing trip. But what's so sick is that there was actually also permit fishing. And I will get into that later, but there is permit fishing. It's not a permit fishery. It's like bonus on the side. Yes, you can go for permit. But it is a tarpon fishery right now. Now, also, another thing in Isla Holbox, there was so much commercial fishing and fishing back in the day that a lot of populations of the flats fish were decimated. They're coming back because a lot of the commercial fishermen have moved over to tourism. And so we got to catch a bonefish. There used to be permit off the beach in Holbox. So I'm going to zoom in on Holbox here real quick on the video. Here's the Holbox proper, the city, which is actually very walkable. Amazing food everywhere. But Sandflea shared in a podcast that he did that there was a time where he could actually go catch permit for dinner outside of his house and like walk to the beach, and there was so much permit and all kinds of fish out there. And this is, of course, like prior to catch and release, whatever, but he could catch them on the beach there at Playa Holbox, which is pretty insane to think about. But obviously, I bet you this place at one point was nuts. It's just that the commercial fishing depleted the populations of fish. So what there is now is a tremendous amount of tarpon. And I say that because I've been there and I saw it. And I love juvenile tarpon. They're so fucking cool. But there's also large tarpon. So we did go, excuse me, we actually did get some permit fishing out on the Caribbean side of the peninsula. So that's like the premise of the trip. So I put it out there. I put it on Taco Fly Co. I talked to some friends, and I found some lovely people who wanted to join me out there. I love tarpon. Like I said, I have no interest in going and pursuing permit. Now let me clarify this for a little bit. Like Taco, it pays for itself to let me live my life and let me do things that are pretty fun, and I live easy and simple-ish. These flats trips are a lot of work, and the way I get to go is that when I get to host a trip, I can't afford these trips personally. Even before Taco, I couldn't. And I gotta say this, I admire and respect the people that can enjoy their lives by going on these amazing trips. That's what it's about. You're supposed to enjoy your life. And I'm so blessed and grateful that these people trust in me to take them to these amazing places, to show them a good time, and also trust in me in educating them on what they need for success. I do a lot of investigating. I do a lot of calls. I do a lot of things, and that's what it is to host trips to places. It's a lot of work, but that's the only way I can go. I don't get to just nilly-willy. Is that? Hold on, let me take another drink of this beer. I don't get to nilly-willy just go, I'm going to go permit fishing. I don't have that clout, dog. I don't have it. It's not in my wheelhouse. This is self-made 100%. So if I'm going to spend that energy and that time, I have no desire to go search for a permit anymore at all. Zero. So that's where, like, for this, like the tarpon fishery, knowing it was a tarpon fishery, I was just like on board 100%. Now, go ahead and show the video. I got the tarpon necklace, dog. Like, I am down. This is my favorite fish. And I love bonefish just as much. So yeah, it was amazing. And I want to really express to anyone who has considered a tarpon trip, there's so many places on the Yucatan Peninsula. I'm going to zoom out here on the Yucatan Peninsula. There's so many. And there's places out in Mexico too, okay? Tabasco. I haven't been, but they're there. They're everywhere, okay? Do your research, find your spot, go check it out. But this is about Isla Holbox, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, okay? So I got to say this. The fishing was prime. Every time you plan a fishing trip, no matter where the fuck it is, you have to expect it's fishing. It's not catching. I went to Belize one time, and there was a Sahara dust storm coming from fucking Africa across the Atlantic into the whole Caribbean side for the whole week we were there. Okay? And it made for some tough fishing. Let's just say that. Very tough fishing. It was a tough week. You can't plan on, I don't even know how to say this. As a fishing guide, people expect, they come to the Trinity, they go, is it going to be fucking epic? Are they going to be jumping in the boat? No, dude, it's fishing. Like, Mother Earth changes. Things change. Things happen. And you can time it good. I have a homie, Brad Logan, who's come with me 2 years in a row to the Trinity River, and both times double digit steelhead right after a rain when it's been low water. Perfect timing. Did he plan that a year in advance? No, he got fucking lucky, and we got fucking lucky, dude. This trip was insane. It was insane. Um, when I want to talk about the fishing, it's hard because I started before the taco tour. So that's what I call it, the Holbox Taco Tour. I went um, with my chef, my buddy, Josh Hanoka. I love you, homie. Thank you. Excuse me. God dang it. I won't edit those out. My apologies. Josh Hanoka, if you don't know, he's part of Taco. He's a chef. I have been hanging with Josh for 20 years. We met through skateboarding and living in San Jose. I'm going to go ahead and bust out his face here on the internet if you're watching the web. And he started doing, this is my boy, Josh. He started doing the Alaska Taco Tour with me, I think 5 or 6 years ago. And this is before he works for a company now, and they do fishing trips where he's the chef and the host and blah blah blah. But he started with Taco first. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. All right, here he is. All right, this is a great photo of us. And now he works with another company, and they do trips around the world and such. And now Josh is doing stuff with me in other places other than Alaska, which I'm so grateful for. I love you, Josh. Thank you so much for doing this. He's a very good chef. So he's cooking for us on these trips, and he makes amazing food. So we arrived a few days early so that he can actually figure out where the fuck is he going to buy groceries. Because we didn't know. This is him queuing up some wings. This is us having dinner after Josh cooked us dinner. And he makes us breakfast and dinner every day. The Tarpon Club gives us lunch. So that's what the taco tours consist of, is that Josh will always be there helping out to make sure that you're fed and feeling good. And I'm just so grateful and blessed that he is on these trips with us. This dinner was amazing. He bought some meats and made a chimichurri sauce, brought some local bread, bought some local chips. God, it's amazing. And so we arrive early so that we can go fishing and then go shopping and drinking and then meet up with the crew the next day. And so the fishing started before the crew even showed up, and we went out and got to go flats fishing, and I saw juvenile tarpon rolling the very first day we got there. So we flew in, and the next day at 6 a.m. in the morning, we had to get up. We didn't even land till like 10 at night, which was amazing. And we went fishing the very next day. And that night that we arrived, we had an amazing tacos. The trip already started. I'm looking at the pictures here, and I had the best tacos, I always say top 5, top 3, and it's hard to explain that, but that's how the trip started. And the fishing was amazing. The next day we see juvenile tarpon rolling, and I saw juvenile tarpon all up in the mangroves, and I was just like, this trip is going to be crazy. And so to get into the fishing, look, I can see my legs are all white here. They got super tan at the end of the trip. But I tan pretty good. But the way the fishing started, so Holbox, like I said, coming back to the fishing, has migratory tarpon, and it starts in May. And we were there the week they showed up. It was insane. So the first day I'm thinking, we're going to go back into the mangroves, And our guide, Saul, goes, Mario, we go for big tarpon today. I was like, I looked at Aaron. I'm in the boat with Aaron. I'm like, okay, dude, what? So we have 12 weights, 10 weights, and 8 weights, or 9 weight. 12 weights with 500 grain Leviathan. For those that aren't fishermen, that's sinking fly fishing line. It's actually some of my favorite rods to cast. I love casting 12 weights with Leviathan. It's just so fun to just fucking bomb out a giant long cast. We use them in Mag Bay. It's the same thing. Same actually setup exactly. And 80 pound at the end. fluorocarbon leader, and straight. Actually, we're doing straight fluorocarbon, and that's for the fish on the outside. And then we do 10 weights for the fish on the inside, and then you want the 9 and the 8s in case you go permit fishing, which I'll get into that later. And that's the program. So when you go to the boat, you actually walk onto the beach, and I'm going to zoom real close in here. You walk on the beach, and there'll be a star here on my website. Actually, it doesn't show me logged in. So it's actually right here. So there's a star. You actually walk straight right here. This is it right here. We walk on the beach to the boats, and you like board the boats off the beach. It's sick. It's so dope. And you bring your 12 weight, your 10 weight, and you should always have your 8 weight just in case, or your 9 weight for the permit. And the first day, they're telling us, yeah, dude, we're going up for the big ones. I'm just like, no way. I did not think that the first day we would go, because you know, I don't know things about the sea, wind, current, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that shit at all. Okay, I'm a mountain guy. I live in the mountains, and I don't fish the ocean. But if you look at the Yucatan Peninsula, if the wind is coming from a specific direction, like, you can't go outside. That first day, the conditions were perfect. Perfect on the outside. On the outside in the Gulf of Mexico, not in the lagoon, because you could go in the lagoon and you could hide from the wind and you can find fish in the mangroves, but the big fish are out here. Okay? Yeah. And that was the start of our trip. It was straight up like, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, because like in those videos I watched, the Bajío video and like any videos online, they don't show what the tarpon are doing. They're fucking busting bait, cruising through the sea and coming up and like rolling. Sometimes they're just slow rolling, and then other times they're fucking crushing bait. And they're coming towards the boat, and you're like, what? But I swear to God, every time that Aaron and I would show up, the fish would go the other direction. We got him though, huh, homie? And so that in itself was just like, oh my God, no way. I love that shit, dude. I love seeing fish bust bait in the open ocean. It's so fucking cool. I don't know how deep it was underneath us. They said it could have been like 20 to 40 feet. So they're on pangas, but they're not using poles. They're using they're rowing, actually, which I'll see if I could find a little clip here. And they're rowing the boat so that they're getting you closer to the fish without spooking them. That's essentially the way they do it. So you're kind of hoping, hey, I hope they come this way. And yeah, dude, that's kind of how they do it. And like I said, I had no idea at all. I had no idea at all. And I'm scrolling through the photos here that was what we were in for. I thought it was something a little different. I guess I don't really know what I was expecting, but when we saw the first fish roll, I actually saw a fish flash. And when we saw that fish roll, I was just like, no way. Like, this is what we're doing. And you cast towards these moving schools, and in the schools there could be 70 pounders, 100 pounders, 150 pounders, 200 pounders. Like, there's just massive fish in these schools. And you just basically got to get it out there. Here's the video of him rowing to get us to find fish, or getting towards the school. So he's going towards the school in this video, and you can see how calm it was. So our wind and our conditions were fucking perfect. This is actually the second day, but the first day it was just like this. It was insane. So the first 2 days were just money, and the timing couldn't have been any better. And it comes back to that comment about fishing and planning a fishing trip. We fucking got lucky, dude. The conditions were perfect the whole week, and we just had an amazing time. So first day, Aaron's on the front of the boat. Aaron and I had gone fishing on Sunday, the day after Josh and I went drinking. And Aaron got to learn the hard way on the complexity of casting towards the juvenile tarpon in the mangroves, it's not easy. You have to actually get good casts and put it in their face and strip good, and it's a technique. And I don't do it ever. I've been tarpon fishing 3 times in my life in Belize when the guides would be like, "Ugh, I guess we'll go tarpon fishing," because they want to go permit fishing, and I'm like, I want to catch a tarpon. And JR was different though in Belize. Like JR is down. He wants to go get tarpon. He's down for whatever. Hold on real quick, everybody. I'm excited. Gonna drink a drink. So yeah, it is not like we've done it a ton of times. So we had to learn on Sunday a little bit of the techniques, and on Friday when Josh and I went, on how to fish for them inside the mangroves. But on the open ocean, you got to get a nice cast. You got to get away from the boat and strip slow. And sure enough, if you do it right, you're going to get a grab. And I got to say, I was just completely surprised. Completely surprised on how grabby these tarpon were. Like, it was nuts. And I'm going to go ahead and show this video here. On the YouTube of Aaron casting and hooking up. So for those who are just listening over the web, you're gonna miss that, or sorry, over Spotify, you're gonna miss that. But yeah, so you get a good cast out in the open ocean, and the fish are kind of moving towards the boat, and they grab it and they destroy it. And that was like the 2 first days, of the trip. And we had plenty of shots at him. Now, this is something you have to understand. Here he is. He's getting bites. They eat, and when you cook something that's over 100 pounds and it's a tarpon, it ain't like a striped marlin, dude. Like, you're in for it. This fish actually didn't jump that Aaron hooked. It went straight down. It was definitely 100 plus pounds. These fish are gnarly. So Aaron's fish, the first day, we had 60-pound test. Why? Because I had 80-pound in my bag, and I had the cover of the 80, but for some reason it was an empty spool from fucking Mag Bay. So we didn't have 80, and unfortunately our guide didn't have 80 or 100 in his bag either. So that was how we started the first day, and Aaron had to fight his big-ass fish. This is actually on the video. This is his second big fish. He had to fight it on 60. So it took him 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes to bring it in on the first day. It was nuts. And we landed it. And Wally, in the other boat, fought it for 2 hours and 40 minutes as well. But he hooked his fish about 20 minutes after Aaron hooked his on the first day. And yeah, they don't give up. Tarpon are insane. You get them to the boat, and the way they can displace water with their way that their biology is, or biomechanics, or whatever you want to call it, like, it's not that I'm not discrediting the marlin. The marlin are fucking gnarly. They're gnarly as fuck. They're really, really gnarly. But these fish, like, when you get them to the boat and, like, you think you got them lined, and they do one move, like, you need to let go of that line and hope that your appendage is in that leader, or it's gnarly. They're strong. So you're going to fight these fish for a very, very long time. It is not easy. It's very, very challenging. And so when you go have this amazing day, by the time that you're done with your fight, they actually are already gone. And who knows where they go? They go deep. They could have taken off deeper outside. They're done feeding for the day. But they're gone. So it's like in that morning, in that open ocean fishing day, you got to get in where you can fit in, for sure. Now, Aaron's fish, this is Saul lining in his fish, and I'm watching him do the leader, and it spits up water. It just takes off, and it goes all over my digital SLR camera. It's insane. And salt water just covered my DSLR because it just spit water everywhere, and I was just in my head just taken back on the power of these fish. Aaron got it to the boat. So stoked. The first day, it was awesome. And then we got to go watch Wally land his fish, and his fish was like 140 pounds or something. And Aaron's fish was like probably 120. It's crazy. They're huge out there in the open ocean, and they're badass. They are. Here's actually the edited photo. They are just beautiful tarpon. I cannot even believe it. I'm looking at this tarpon here, and I was just in love. I used to have arowanas when I was a kid in our tanks, and they're an air-breathing fish, kind of like, I bet you they're probably related to tarpon in some way, but they remind me of arowanas, and I used to just love seeing them cruise in my tank and stuff and eat fish and shit. It's just a badass fish, especially when you hook it and they jump 8 feet out of the air. One that I hooked went 8 feet easy. So that was the first day. And then the second day was like, Aaron wanted me to get a shot. I got a shot at a monster, which I could talk about over the air, but I might shed a tear. Actually, I'll talk about it. So the boys had an amazing first day. David, Russell, Wally, Joel. They all caught fish. They all caught megas. It's a lot of work, dude, catching these fish. It's very fucking hard. Actually, no, Joel, did you get that one on the second? No, you got your permit day on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday. That was it. And then everyone went fishing for tarpon, open ocean tarpon, the next day on Tuesday because conditions were perfect. So if the conditions on the outside are good, you got to go. You have to go on the outside. I mean, if you go on the inside for the mangroves, when the big ones, it's like you don't know if the wind's going to come up. And if the wind comes up, you're kind of screwed. You're not going to get a shot at those big ones. So anytime you have a shot in Isla Holbox for the megas, go do it. If the wind comes up, you're going to have plenty of shots on the inside of the lagoon, which I'll go back to the map, to go fish for the small ones. So the second day, we all ended up going open ocean again, and oh my God, dude, we went to a different spot, and they were everywhere times 10. They were like coming to the boat from 5 different directions, of course. Coming to the boat. They came to the boat like once, and then they ended up going like away from us. There were these dudes on another boat. They were doubled up 5 times, but their captain was letting them do that. I don't understand how you would actually want to fight 2 tarpon in your boat, but I think also too, one of the guys just was snapping them off. I think, because I would not want to have people fighting 2 giant tarpon in my boat as a guide. Hell no. It's insane. And so everyone in our crew hooked up megas on the second day as well, and the first day, which is fucking crazy. I didn't on the first day, but second day I got to. And dude, Aaron, thank you so much, man. I love you, dude. You the way you are willing to let me fish with you, and obviously I'm a part of the crew as the same as all of you, but I just am honored, and I appreciate you so much for giving me the opportunity to catch the fish of a lifetime, guys. And I did. My guide said it was probably anywhere from 70 to 90 kilos, which is like 155 to 180 pounds. So I posted this on social media, and I really do want to share this over the air to have it on wax. Because I've been to these flats trips a few times. My last flats trips was really tough. We did find a bunch of fish. We had a great time with Ashley and some other dude, but we had a really fun time, and we found fish, at the end of the trip, and we had a great time. And I was just looking forward to a flats trip. It's been like 2 years since I've been out, and when I'm up there, it's just intense. I don't. I'm a guide, but I don't have patience in a way where I'm patient, but at the same time, I anticipation. I'm standing up there and the fish go the other direction. I'm like, fuck. And then I'm watching like this other boat, like they're around this boat, like are surrounding this next boat next to us, like surrounding them. And I'm just like, fuck. And, finally, I get a shot at one. It jumps 8 feet in the air. I put it on the Instagram, and it was epic. I was stoked. I lost that one. And then I hook another one. It jumps. I lost that one. And I'm just like, fuck, man. I hope I get a shot, dude. I hope I get a shot. And sure enough, I go to myself, hey, you know what? Just cast. Here's this one that goes 8 feet out of there. And I go, you know what? I'm just gonna cast. It was like this thing launches. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna cast. Like there's no fish around. I don't see them rolling or boiling. Oh my god, this one launched. Seriously, it's like 8 feet out of the water, and I say to myself, you know what? I'm just gonna throw out, and I throw out, and I start stripping, and I had already hooked two that jumped. One of them was probably like 80 pounds, 80 to 100 maybe. And then the other one was maybe like 90 to 120. And then this one jumps and it makes a sound. It sounded like it sounded like someone threw a boat in the water. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it was the way that it smacked the water, it I don't even know how to explain it. It was so big, and I'm like, oh, this is big. To Aaron, I say it. I'm like, this is a big one, dude. And I'm fighting it, and I'm fighting it, and I'm just so stoked. And this is the big one here. And when it jumped the first time, I knew. I've never been tarpon fishing, but I just knew that this thing was big. The way that it makes it sound when it's going back and forth is nuts as it gets in the air, and it's like it almost couldn't like get itself in the air. And when it lands, it makes this loud giant pop. Let's see if we could hear it. Oh, that's a big one. I don't know if you could hear that, but so I'm fighting it. About an hour and 40 minutes in, I'm sweating. I'm drinking water and beer. This song comes on that really means a lot to me, and it's by this band called it's by this band called Cotton Jones. Cotton Jones. It's called Somehow to Keep It Going. And this song was what I listened to when I was leaving the Bay Area and moving to the Trinity River, and it's about like just keep on going with life. Like things will get better and the river will keep rolling. And this song came on, and I'm watching this megalodon in front of me, and I'm looking and admiring its size. Like, this is fucking huge. It's huge. And this song's going on, and I'm just like, this is rad. And then Aaron goes, dude, look back behind you, bro. It looks like a tarpon. And I look behind me, and the clouds are like a tarpon scales, dude. And I look back at the fish. I just started crying. Like I didn't like, I wasn't like that. I was just like, it was coming out of my eyes, and it was just like, this is where I'm meant to be. Like this is where I'm supposed to be right now. Like I'm supposed to be at Isla Holbox. Yeah, it was really, really special, man. It was insane. I am so. I can't even explain that feeling of being out there, knowing that like this is where I'm supposed to be. Like this is where I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I'm supposed to. This is after all the trials and tribulations of just like life and the stress of life and the complexities of life, like, and what taco has brought me and everything. Like this is where I'm supposed to be. And it was amazing. So, and we landed it, and I took a picture with it in the water, and it was insane. I couldn't even wrap my arms. It was like longer. It was from tip to my fingertips to my shoulders. I couldn't even get around its body. It was that wide. It was like just so fucking huge. And Saul ended up saying, I'm not going to say it, but he said it could have been a 200-pounder. I don't know. You guys probably know better than me. I don't give a shit what the weight is. It was just massive, and I'm stoked. So I cover 2 days in 15 minutes because it was that fun. Okay. And I'm going to wrap up the fishing side after the next day because it's kind of straightforward. But the next day, all the boys went permit fishing. And they were like, we're going permit fishing tomorrow. And I'm like, hell yeah, have fun. Because I don't give a shit about permit, man. But, dude, the boys went out. Let's see if I can find the photos. David caught 3. Russell caught 1. Wally caught 1. Joel caught 1. And then the next day, David caught 1. So we got 7 permit for the group on a tarpon trip to Holbox. And I'm not saying that in a gloating way. I'm saying that in a way that I'm so proud of my friends for being just like so open and cool. Here it is right here. He's holding up 3 fingers because he caught 3 permit the first time he ever went permit fishing in one day. And I got to say, like, you know, with these trips, I hear about all these like hosted trips that people go on and the people that go on these trips. And I'm just like, damn, I don't want that guy on my trip. I don't get those people, man. I'm fucking lucky. I get amazing people that I want to be around. It's not just about money or a paycheck for me. It's not just about getting me out there and sacrificing my entertainment or sacrificing like the integrity of the group. I don't want to fucking fish with assholes, dude. I don't. I really don't. Or bros or fucking dicks. Like, I want to fish with people that are fucking cool. And here you go, David. Mad love. Congratulations to the 3 permit you caught. And I'm just so happy for him, you know? And he didn't come back and throw it in our face. Yeah, I got 3 permit, motherfucker. Like, I'm tight. No, he came back and was like, yeah, I got 2 permit, man. Like, it was sick. And of course, we're just so happy for him. And I'm just so. And then Wally got a permit. And he didn't do the same thing. And Russell got a permit. And it's just like, here's Wally's permit, dude. And look at Joel's permit. This is Joel's 7th time fly fishing. I just like, I mean, on that day, on that Wednesday, we had a lot of fun. We ended up like going outside and trying to get some tarpon. Then we went back on the inside and we got some tarpon in the mangroves. Our boat, Aaron and I, and these boys went out and they all got tarpon. Or sorry, permit. They all got permit. And like, so fucking cool, man. I was so happy that my boys, like, who came to Holbox and believed in Taco for a moment there to go, I'll give this guy some money to go on a trip. And I'm just so grateful and thankful that this crew came with me, and just their vibes are just so beautiful. And I'm just here's Russell and David coming back after they got some permit. And just the stoke, I'm smiling ear to ear if you're not watching the video online, because it was very, very special. And that day, like, we already got back, and Carlos, who is Sanflea's son-in-law, says, hey, Mario, Donea's going to make you ceviche. As we're getting out of the boat after an amazing day fishing in the fucking mangroves and for large tarpon in one day, they're making us ceviche and serving us beer. And by the way, this ceviche was by far the best ceviche I have ever had in my life. So that's Carlos on the right there. Carlos, gracias por todo. He's wearing the tarpon necklace that I have on right now. I was like, dude, I gotta get me one of those necklaces, dog. He said there's a jewelry store in town. You can go get one there. And this is all of us eating ceviche at Donea's. And I don't know why Josh said no. He didn't want the ceviche. I have no idea at all. There's Donea, Sanflea's lady. And they take care of you there. It was just an amazing day. That was day 3. We still had 2 more days. Oh my God. So, I went permit fishing on the last day. All right. With Aaron. And I was like, all right, well, if these dudes win, they said they saw hundreds of permit every day. Um, and I'm like, all right, let's get back to the map here. I'm not going to show you where we fished, but we fished on this Caribbean side. So it's not a short ride to go for the permit, but if the conditions are good, like the captains are down, they're going to take you out there, and there was people permit fishing out there. And I saw a permit. We saw a permit. Of course. Aaron's so nice and gives me a shot. By the way, that morning we were out here in the lagoon side, and there were tarpon everywhere, like from 5 to 25, 30 pounds. Aaron had a shot at a bunch of them. Aaron, not to shoot. I'm not throwing you under the bus, buddy. But that was nuts. Like, it was so fucking nuts, dude. Like, there were tarpon everywhere. And they were rolling before we even got out to the permit grounds, which was nuts. I couldn't believe it. I was just like tripping. Here's Aaron casting at rising tarpon. And they're eating bait fish and also shrimp. And you can see the bait rolling here. And we were throwing a gurgler in the morning, but they just would eat it. And then we ended up throwing just regular streamers, deceivers, shit like that. Which, if you want to know what the flies are, send me an email and I'll go ahead and tell you. Just hit me up and I'll give you a breakdown. Because I can't remember them all off the top of my head. Actually, the big fish were on the Umpqua cockroach with the orange. And here's Aaron casting at the fish, and they were everywhere. And this is on the way to the permit grounds, dude. So there's like tons of fish coming up on top of the day. This is the Thursday. This is the fourth day before we even got out there. And Aaron gave me a shot, and you could see fish rolling in the background. And gave me a shot at permit, and again, they didn't eat my fly. And I was not really that entertained. But what was rad is that Aaron got a shot too. So we both got shots at permit. We both didn't catch any fucking permit, which is fine. But what was cool is that our guide was so fucking rad, and he knew it was my last day fishing, because I give up my last day of the trip on the 5th day to Josh to go out and go have fun with the crew, so that I can kick back and relax. It's a lot of energy to host these trips. I'm constantly trying to like make sure everyone's having a really good time. By day 4 or 5, I'm fucking wrecked. So I give it up to Joshy, and he went out and he got seasick and he pooped on the beach. But anyways, I told the guy that it was my last day, and he really wanted me to get some fish, man. And Saul put in a lot of work, and Saul might have gotten in trouble, but he kept us going, man. We went for a permit for like 4 hours. And after, he goes, Mario, he goes, let's go get some tarpon. He's like, I want to get you your last fish of the day, dude. And we found some. And this is a picture with me and Saul, mi hermano de Cancun. Gracias por todo, vato. Mi hermano. He's fucking dope. And this fish actually means a lot to me, because it is the last fish of Holbox. It's the last fish of the Holbox Taco Tour. And a lot of practice, side casting and presentation and fly switching, and just keeping your calm nerves, and it came together for this fish, and this fish was badass. Like, it actually fought really fucking hard for a long time on a 10 weight, hooked it gobbled it all the way in its throat. Not all the way in, we let it go. It was like in, but on the top, how you want, like a bass eats. Like, it fucking ate that shit. And it was a long cast, and it was, I didn't see the eat. It was just a strip, boom, and fucking dope, dude. I love Holbox. It was so fucking fun. I can't wait to go back. I'm so looking forward to next year. Shout out to our homies, Julie and Diego, for giving us access to your beautiful home. It seriously is amazing. The house was perfect. They have a pool. They have a Bluetooth speaker that's set up for outside speakers, king-size beds. One person does have to sleep on a twin, unfortunately, guys. I really apologize about that. Just a disclaimer out there. But shout out to the crew. I love you guys. Thank you for all the stoke, all the love. It was just amazing fishing. I could go on and on. This would literally be a 2-3 hour podcast, straight up, no fucking joke. Here's Beto and Saul. Uh, some of the guides. I just love Mexican guides, dude. They're so fucking cool. These dudes at Isla Holbox too were so fucking rad. They were nice. I just appreciate. There's the big dog. I appreciate the fact that they're like friendly to the crew and not drilling on them or hating on them or whatever. There's some newbies and there's some people who haven't done a flats trip, and everyone was taken care of. It's like first class guides, straight up. David and Wally, just an amazing group. Tarpon Club out of Isla Holbox is dope. They got fucking big tarpon, baby tarpon, permit, snook, jacks. We caught jacks. Just amazing people. So total fish count, we caught 24 tarpon out of the group for the week. 7 permit, 3 snook, 1 bonefish, 2 jacks, and a few barracuda. And we literally fished for jacks for maybe 30 minutes. David, MVP. There he is right there. He caught, David got 4 permit, 3 snook, and 3 tarpon. He did the Holbox Slam, which the Holbox Slam is a snook, a permit, and a tarpon, because there's not a lot of bonefish there. So if you get the bonefish, like, that's the fucking grand mega slam of Holbox. So the bonefish are coming back. We got to see some. So Aaron got some, which is dope. Everyone was an MVP in their own way. Straight up. I really hope that you got some information about how to, get out there, what rods to bring, and to make Holbox happen for you and your friends. If you want to come on a trip with Taco, I really do hope that this place is kind of like the new Mag Bay. I don't think I'm going to go back to Mag Bay after this year. I think I'm done there. So I really want to try to find some more flat fishing places, and also places in the lower 48, like for trout and stuff like that, and try to just change it up this year. So this place, I do hope to keep this going. I think that this is something that everyone needs to put on their radar, whether if it's not Holbox, it should be the Yucatan Peninsula. 100%. It's insane. Shit. I don't know what else I can talk about. I think I got it kind of all done. We lost we lost a wallet. Josh and I both lost our ATM cards at the same time. We're so stupid. I'm gonna make a video about the Holbox trip. Let me drink a beer because this is just. I'm gonna make a video of the Holbox trip, and there'll be a edited musical presentation, and then also a vlog presentation for the trip, because it's just too much fun. We all saw turtles having sex. By the way, there's a lot of sea turtles there, and it's cool because the guides are like, Mario, mira. He's like, turtles, tortugas, they're going on the beach, and like you can see pathways of them laying their eggs. There's a lot of very, very good beaches for the turtles to lay eggs out there, which is beautiful. I love tortugas, especially from the sea. One thing, Holbox is expensive. So if you're not planning a DIY trip, cooking your own food, even if you're going to cook your own food, expect to pay like American prices there. It's expensive. And bring pesos. Definitely bring pesos. You want to have pesos out there, because if you use your card, they might overcharge you. And also conversion of US dollars is just kind of fucked up. So definitely bring pesos when you go out there. Pesos. God dang it, dude. And I'll tell you what, Wally and Joel, the joke of the trip, one of them is like, so Wally and Joel are son and father. Okay. And I love you guys so much. They are so fucking funny. If you put a microphone on them for a day, you'll probably would get gold. Oh, there he is, Mr. Sandflea. You would probably get gold. But Wally and Joel. Dude, we're called. Shit, sorry. They were called brothers. Numerous times. on this trip, which is beautiful. There they are right here. I love you guys. The Jacksons have a special place in my heart. I'm so grateful for you guys so much, for just being a part of the taco family and my family forever. I really hope that we get to fish many places years to come. But yeah, we asked one of the boats because Aaron was hooked up and we could see the other boat pretty far away, but we couldn't tell if it was Joel or Wally who was hooked up. So we asked Saul, our guide, to ask Beto, their guide, hey, who's hooked up, the son or the or the father? And he goes in Spanish, he goes, wait, they're not brothers? And this happened actually once before and then another time after, which I wrote that in my notes here. Bring 100-pound, bring 80-pound. I think next year I'll probably bring a 14 weight. I can't wait to practice more in my Spanish next year. And then, yeah, everyone had a great time. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Isla Holbox tour. I wish I could give like, here's Carlos. I swear to God, these Dos Equis that he has in his hand here, those little Dos Equitos, the little ones, were coming out every 2 minutes. And that's the beer you want to drink down there because it's so hot. Your beer gets warm. So the big beers get really warm. And those little ones are perfect. And here you go. Here's trout. Keep calm and don't trout set. So if you go to Isla Holbox, please go practice not trout setting because you're out there. It's way the fuck out there. The last thing you want to do is trout set. And also, please bring a rain jacket. You're in the tropics. I don't even know if it's the tropics or whatever, but just amazing stuff, man. So thank you for listening to this episode about the Isla Holbox Taco Tour. Oh yeah, the tacos, pulpo tacos, pastor tacos, asada arrachera, like there's so many places to eat in Isla Holbox, and the food was amazing. I never really felt like I had mud butt. I had always like, I took fiber pills every day, but I never felt sick. Definitely don't drink the water in Mexico. Like everyone says, this is just a fucking bar in the middle of Holbox, and you can get amazing micheladas and margaritas. It's awesome. I'm telling you, you gotta go. It's dope. So thank you to everyone who has been commenting on all the media that we're gonna put out or that we've been putting out. I have more coming, and appreciate all of you for continuing to listen to the Anchor Up and Chill podcast. I hope this episode was fun for you. Look at my beautiful friend Aaron here, chugging on his margarita. That thing was so strong. And you don't have to drink if you go there. You don't have to drink. And this is a very special picture. This is our homegirl, our little homegirl Emma. She's one of our family members forever, and this is our family here. Julie and Diego, thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you for the trip of a lifetime. I still am smiling, and I appreciate all of you who, God damn it, why am I so fucking sensitive? Viva Holbox, way. Let's go fishing. Remember, hug your homies. It's important. And also, always bring that baby wipes. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Love y'all.